Hello, and welcome to FHWA's Innovative Finance video series. I'm Jared Vigilkowski, and I'm pleased to introduce Pete Mankowskis, the Innovative Finance Program Manager at FHWA's Center for Innovative Finance Support.
Hello, folks.
Introduction. In this video, we'll provide a high-level overview of innovative finance for transportation and how transportation agencies can apply innovative finance to their projects. Other videos go into more detail on various innovative finance techniques, so be sure to check out the rest of the videos in this series for more information.
In times of declining revenues and increasing fiscal demands, it is important that transportation agencies be equipped with the knowledge and tools needed to evaluate project finance, revenue, and procurement options at the right time in the program development process. By being knowledgeable about a wide range of funding and financing options, both traditional and non-traditional, agencies can ensure that critical transportation projects are adequately funded and delivered on schedule.
Agencies primarily use two methods to pay for transportation projects: pay-as-you-go and financing. Pay-as-you-go is where agencies directly pay for construction costs as they're incurred. Financing is where agencies incur debt to pay for the construction of transportation projects.
Agencies using pay-as-you-go need to ensure they have all the funding they need up front before constructing the project. This is similar to saving up money over time to buy a car with cash. The funding can come from federal and state sources, including gas tax revenues. However, agencies may need to wait longer to accumulate all of the funding needed to proceed to construction. Sometimes it may take years for an agency to begin a large transportation project.
Financing a transportation project requires that agencies borrow money to pay for construction and repay that amount over time, plus interest. This is similar to taking out a loan to finance the purchase of a car. Examples of financing include issuing state or municipal bonds. By financing a project's construction costs, agencies can begin project development sooner, and the public may take full advantage of the transportation asset before the bond is fully repaid. However, the project may cost more overall because of the interest incurred.
Now let's discuss what we mean when we say innovative finance. Innovative finance is a set of specifically designed tools and techniques that supplement traditional transportation project funding methods. These techniques can be applied at the state, regional, or local levels, in urban, suburban, rural, and tribal settings, and can be applied to a variety of types of transportation projects. Innovative finance improves the government's ability to deliver transportation projects on time and on budget. These techniques can help projects get into the development pipeline sooner than they would by waiting for traditional funding to become available.
Innovative finance includes both funding and financing techniques. Innovative funding techniques supplement traditional sources of funding to harness revenues generated by transportation projects. Innovative finance techniques include a wide range of options to pay for construction now and repay the debt over time. Types of innovative finance. Now, let's talk about the types of innovative finance available for transportation projects. In general terms, innovative finance techniques may involve debt financing, either public or private, the use of project-based revenues such as tolling, an expanded private sector role in financing and delivering projects, and value capture, which leverages the increase in property values resulting from transportation improvements. Every transportation project is different, and the techniques you will use depend on the specifics of the project.
Let's walk through some of the most common innovative finance techniques.
The Transportation Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act of 1998, or TIFIA, provides federal credit assistance in the form of direct loans, loan guarantees, and standby lines of credit to finance surface transportation projects of national and regional significance. TIFIA credit assistance improves access to capital markets and provides flexible repayment terms and potentially more favorable interest rates than can be found in private capital markets for similar instruments. TIFIA can help advance qualified, large-scale projects that otherwise might be delayed or deferred because of size, complexity, or uncertainty about the timing of revenues. Many surface transportation projects are eligible for TIFIA credit assistance, such as highway, transit, railroad, intermodal freight, and port access projects.
A Grant Anticipation Revenue Vehicle, or GARVE, is a type of debt financing that agencies can issue to finance highway projects in anticipation of future federal funding. Debt financing instruments, such as bonds, loans, or notes, become GARVEs when future federal aid highway funding is pledged to repay the principal and interest. A range of project sponsors can issue GARVs, including states, local governments, or public authorities. GARVs enable project sponsors to accelerate construction timelines and spread the cost of constructing a transportation facility over its useful life, rather than just the construction period. In other words, GARVs generate upfront capital for transportation projects, typically at tax-exempt rates, and enable projects to be constructed earlier than simply using traditional pay-as-you-go grant funding.
Through authorizing legislation, states can establish state infrastructure banks, or SIBs, which are revolving infrastructure investment accounts for surface transportation projects. SIBs, like private banks, offer loans and credit assistance to public and private sponsors of highway, transit, and railroad projects. SIBs allow states to make more efficient use of their transportation funds and significantly leverage federal resources by attracting non-federal public and private investment. SIBs can be capitalized with federal aid service transportation funds and matching state funds. As debt is repaid to the SIB, its initial capital is replenished and can be used to support a new cycle of projects.
Section 129 of Title 23 allows states to lend allocated federal funds to other project sponsors to finance transportation projects. Like SIBs, Section 129 loans allow states to leverage additional transportation resources and recycle assistance to other eligible projects. States have the flexibility to negotiate interest rates and other terms of Section 129 loans. Projects receiving Section 129 loans must be Title 23 eligible and meet all federal requirements associated with federal transportation funding. When a loan is repaid, a state is required to use the funds for a Title 23 eligible project. However, projects that are funded with repaid Section 129 loan proceeds are not required to meet the same federal requirements.
Private activity bonds, or PABs, are bonds issued by state or local governments where proceeds are used to finance a public use project developed through a public-private partnership, or P3. The private entity finances and delivers the project and is responsible for debt service on the PAB. PABs allow private entities to access the tax-exempt benefits of state or municipal financing. Public agencies issue PABs, private investors purchase them, and the private entity developing the project is solely responsible for repayment of the bonds. PABs can be used for surface transportation projects which receive federal assistance, including highways, transit, passenger rail, and freight transfer facilities. Providing private developers and operators with access to tax-exempt interest rates lowers the cost of capital, enhancing investment prospects.
Tolling and pricing involves charging fees for the use of a roadway facility. The revenue generated may be used to pay for highway operations and maintenance, and, in many cases, as the primary source of repayment for long-term debt used to finance the toll facility itself. Tolling imposes per-use fees on motorists to use a highway. Historically, these fees have been fixed or distance-based tolls that vary by vehicle type, but not by time of day. Their primary purpose has been to generate revenue. As agencies move to electronic tolling, many are utilizing pricing to vary tolls by time of day or congestion level. Pricing involves charging fees or tolls that vary based on the level of demand for travel on a highway facility. The fees may vary according to a fixed schedule or in real time, based on actual travel conditions. In addition to generating revenue, pricing can also help manage demand to reduce congestion, environmental impacts, and other external costs.
Value capture harnesses a portion of the increased value created from transportation improvements and provides a sustained funding source that can support operations and maintenance or, in some cases, can help fund the original transportation improvement. There are several value capture strategies, including air rights, impact fees, joint development, land value tax, negotiated exactions, sales tax districts, special assessments, tax increment finance, naming rights, and transportation utility fees.
Check out the other videos in this series for more information about these innovative finance techniques. You can also visit the FHWA website for more information.
Project examples. Let's look at a few examples of innovative finance techniques that agencies have used for transportation projects.
The first example is the Central 70 project in Denver, Colorado. The project involves fully reconstructing 10 miles of I-70 to include new express toll lanes and the removal of a 2-mile-long viaduct, lowering that section of the highway below grade and building a park above it, uniting the neighborhoods that the highway divides. The project, which is Colorado's largest transportation project ever, will significantly reduce travel times, accommodate the growing population's travel needs, and improve safety. In addition to the project being a public-private partnership, the Colorado Department of Transportation and its partners are taking advantage of several innovative finance techniques. These include a $416 million TIFIA loan, $120 million in private activity bonds, and nearly $66 million in private equity.
The Massachusetts Department of Transportation, or MassDOT, provides an example of a state DOT using value capture in conjunction with a public-private partnership. MassDOT partnered with a local energy company to locate solar panels at 10 sites along the Massachusetts Turnpike, I-90. The energy company developed, designed, and built the solar arrays on the I-90 right-of-way. In exchange, MassDOT, which owns and operates the solar arrays, sells the electricity produced to the power company, which then provides the energy to consumers connected to the grid. When MassDOT uses the electricity, the agency buys it back from the power company at a reduced rate. The revenue generated by selling electricity to the power company, as well as the cost savings on MassDOT's electric bill, allow the agency to reinvest those funds into the road network, providing more value to road users than they otherwise would. This example shows how MassDOT used value capture to take advantage of increasing the value of its right-of-way beyond that of transporting passengers and freight. The I-90 right-of-way is now helping to generate electricity for consumers and is helping the agency achieve its transportation goals. Summary.
Using innovative finance techniques can help transportation agencies achieve their long-range goals by leveraging funding and financial resources that may not otherwise be available. This, in turn, allows agencies to get more projects into the project development pipeline sooner.
Please note that except for the statutes and regulations mentioned, the contents of this video do not have the force and effect of law and are not meant to bind the public in any way. This video is intended only to provide information and clarity to the public regarding existing requirements under the law or agency policies. Check out the other videos in this series for more information about the various innovative finance techniques. You can also visit the FHWA website. Thanks for watching.